I'm Jefferson Brown. I play Trent McBride here in Slasher. You're probably wondering why I look like this. Well, I had a bit of a run-in with some snakes.
What's that? No, what are you doing?
So episode 4 of Slasher is about the sin of sloth. 2 of our characters have been discovered to have shirked their duties, and because of that, a very important character of the show was kidnapped.
Trent is a hunter, and we thought it'd be really great to have the hunter become the hunted.
Come on, what the hell, asshole? You can see me, right?
I take a header, go down into a pit, hurt my leg, tiny bit there. And I am joined by a few slithery, snaky roommates. And Trent had a bit of his own comeuppance, I think.
Walking into a day where we're doing a particularly big set piece, like Trent falling into the pit of snakes, there's so many logistical challenges. So you come in with a really good plan, you try to block it out as best as possible before you even get there, and then you just roll with the punches.
It really is a multi-department operation because I can say on my script he falls into a pit of snakes, but what actually happens is then you have to find out where do we build the pit, how deep do we build it, how safe is the pit, do we have actual snakes, will they bite, what will they look like after they've bit. Well, so it becomes everything from our medical consultant to props to prosthetics. All these different departments have to come together. Our department especially, because we had to dig a hole in a part of the country that's very rock heavy. And then there's action sequences, so we have to bring in our stunts. So it's very, very intense for something that's going to be a very fast, fun 5 minutes of television.
My vision for the snake pit sequence went through a lot of manifestations because when you get into a beat like that, you have to figure out an organic way to get Trent into the pit. Then you have to decide, is the executioner planned this or is it just something he gets lucky on? Our decision was he had planned it. So then we were able to do a pit that was somewhat man-made. We aged it down and art directed it, as they say.
A lot of the work for an intense scene like this is the coordination between people. Arranging for the sack to be built, going shopping for the material, making sure that, whoever you're going to get is going to do a good job, showing them pictures of the sack as it's being built. All that happens beforehand. So when we actually hit the floor, hopefully it's boring. It never is.
There's a lot of snakes that try to imitate the toxic ones just because it's protection. So I did my best and I researched and just found different ones that would fit. And then I presented it to the director and let them decide for sure. I'll be there to hand them over and move them out and just move them around, shift them around and to the different scenes.
I've never handled a snake before, and I just sort of jumped into it with both hands and figured if it's going to work, it's got to work as fast as possible. And the handler, Dennis, was excellent, made me feel very comfortable.
On the prosthetics part, we try to be as realistic as possible to show what actually happens to the body. And in terms of bite marks, how your body reacts to that poison. Coloring, how much it swells. So on our end, we try and get as much information about it as possible. With the snake bites, the way that we're shooting it today, we are going to apply appliances on the neck, on the face, and on the arm. And what we're using today is a silicone appliance, and it blends into the skin really nicely. So you have to glue that to the actor, you have to seal it, and then start painting it, making it look as vivid and real as we can.
This is taken from reference photos of actual poisonous snake bites. These aren't necessarily all bites, it's just this is how the poison, when it enters the bloodstream, will then start to basically putrefy your insides and your muscle tissue, and it's not pretty.
Confirm your target before you take a shot. That fuck's mine.
Slasher is a very ambitious show, and so not only is there a lot of really great set pieces and a lot of complicated emotional drama that's taking place, we also wanted to film it in a way that was very cinematic. And in order to do that, you really need the time and the resources to be able to do really great shots, like overhead shots, where we had to build an entire rig, and it's over a pit, so it's really difficult. All these things kind of come up, and you look at it and you just find the simplest way to deal with it, and then you move on.
Trent McBride. This is Officer Cam Henry, Waterbury Police. I am armed, so stand down.
It's interesting, we're finding that in the editing room, it's a mixture of gory, but also there's something equally scary about suggesting something. So in this case, we're gonna see all the action leading up to it, and we're gonna see the snakes fall, and we're gonna see him with a broken leg, and then we're gonna see the after effect after he's died, and save the gore for that.